Okay, we officially opened up the meeting for the general meeting for the ROTC Alumni Chat at 12:01. We're going to follow the agenda where we're opening up with a prayer by our chaplain, Mr. Cornelius Blackshear.
Heavenly Father, we ask that on this day that you would bless our efforts, that you would watch over the cadets, Lord God, that you would watch over those that are serving, Lord God, in harm's way. We pray right now for the Prairie View A&M University family, for those that are bereaved this afternoon, and for those, Heavenly Father, that are seeking your face. In Jesus' name we pray today, amen.
Amen. Okay, I'm getting ready to share the screen so we can see the PowerPoint that I mailed out. There was a few changes made because I realized we had missed one of the members. So that's the only change that has been made. All right, we've already had the prayer. The treasurer isn't able to be on because he has another meeting right now. Our current balance right now is $368.60. We had a $10 monthly fee. Where if we don't have $500 in the bank, then we incur a $10 monthly fee. So that's where we at, and that was the only expense that we had in the chapter from the last meeting in December. So this is our current balance today. All right, this is the membership roster. And I think right now we have how many people actually well, we don't have a quorum, but I don't think we're voting on anything right now. So we still should be able to conduct the meeting. Okay, missed the slide. Okay. Are there any questions about the treasury report?
I may have missed it, Richard, but did it show a balance of $10 or what did it, I mean, $0?
No, we had a $10 monthly fee.
Oh.
Yeah,
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say I don't like that $10 fee that attribute a trick to a point where it just doesn't make sense. So I'll donate $140 to get us over that threshold.
Okay. Thank you. The board members, we had already took up a collection. We're in the process of doing that. We did also, but we appreciate that. So we wouldn't meet that threshold before either.
Okay. Well, if there's a shortage, if you need anything else, I'll cover it. Just let me know what it is and how.
Richard, is that in the bylaws?
What?
That's the first time I heard about it. $10.
Well, it's not in the bylaws, but it's part of the bank fees. It's something that we I think we've addressed it the last 3 meetings to where it's I guess we can. I didn't know that we had to put the bank procedures in the bylaws, but it's something we can add.
I don't think that goes into the bylaw. That is just part of an expense that is incurred for using the bank.
You muted, Annette.
I said, okay.
All right. Are there any other questions about the treasury report?
I know it's bad when you're coming in late, but you're saying that this monthly fee is only for December or each month, this $10? I know Burton said that he would donate, but
it's incurred every month when the balance goes below $500. If it stays above $500,
okay,
yeah.
Never mind. It's expense. Never mind.
Yeah. If we keep it at $500 or greater, go ahead.
In other words, we got to maintain $500 in the bank at all times.
Right.
Okay, got it. So we got to work on them fundraisers.
Yes, that's going to be discussed again in here as well. If there are no other questions, we need a motion to accept the treasury report.
I move that we accept the treasury report.
I second the motion.
Okay, it's been moved and properly seconded that the treasury report be accepted. All in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay, the treasury report is approved. Like I stated before, okay, I'm going to that. We don't have the minutes because the secretary wasn't in last time and we didn't capture all the notes from the meeting. So what we're doing today, we're recording the meeting, but we're also asking for someone to volunteer as the assistant secretary. So we make sure we capture the minutes of the minutes from the meeting, but I can record the meetings as well.
Okay, I guess I'll do it since you asked me.
Well, no, I just asked you if you took any notes. I wasn't asking you to be the secretary because that's something I don't want to. I don't want to impose, but I'd rather be a volunteer than me appoint someone.
I'll do it, Matt Burton.
Okay. All right. All right. Thank you for that. Okay. I actually had the slides kind of out of order. The next thing we want to talk about is the mentorship meeting, which the next one is scheduled for January 23rd at 1200 hours. We did a doodle poll, and the topic that most of the people wanted to talk about was presentation and briefing skills. We're still in the process of identifying a briefer for that. We also would talk about the brevet promotions and positions that Chris Biser talked about. I think he's one of the officers. He's associated with that project. He's going to talk about that. It's a way for you to get, I guess, an early promotion for certain ranks. But I'll let him talk about that since something he's more involved with. But that's going to be discussed at the next mentorship meeting. We need to make sure that we get more junior level officers on the call. We really want to get them period to come to the general meeting as well as the mentorship meetings. So if you know of anyone, like we got Miss Carter, if you could reach out to some of your friends, some of your peers that came through Prairie View to get them on the call. But we need everyone doing it because it's got to be a group effort rather than just on one or two people.
Yeah.
Okay. That's all I have on it. Unless anybody got anything else they want to bring up as far as the mentorship is concerned.
I know that one of the skills that we touched base on the last two times was not so much skill, but it's awareness. We touched bases on introverts versus extroverts, and I think each time we touched base upon it, there was a question regarding the extroverted person. There was always the statement of, "Well, become." I'm introverted person. There's always the statement, "Will become extrovert," but it was always an extroverted person that said it. And I can't recall the colonel's name, but I'll try to reach out to her to see if she can give us some more information on it. You know, not so much information, but just kind of briefing and making more of awareness for those that are extroverts, because sometimes we often forget about that introverted person that's an extremely good officer, but it's just a little bit, they're not standoffish. It's just that that's their personalities, and we need to learn how to accept that and not, not be able to see their leadership skills because of the fact that they're quiet. So
Yeah.
I'll answer, yeah.
Okay. I think that'd be some good to touch base on.
One of the things I think probably we can do as an initiative to get the interaction with the cadets as well as some of the younger individuals is have a social mixer, whether it be a mixer that's socially distant in person, probably on campus, where you have some of the alumni members along with some of the current cadets or anyone else in the area that could attend, just kind of come together and just kind of make that connection. And then, of course, see if it's possible that we can have something maybe virtually that can really kind of get us to know each other. Because I think that's part of the connectedness would cause us to, especially some of the ones who really can benefit from these type of the mentorship program is through some type of social event to get us more connected. Does that make sense?
Yes, we had started doing that. That's actually how we met Annette. We were doing it during homecoming, where we had we would meet with the with 2 or 3 PMSs. They let us. I was coming in on a Friday during homecoming and sit and talk with them like a social thing. So I mean, we had set up, but COVID has stopped a lot of it. Right now, and talking with the current PMS, he does allow us to come down on when they have the drill dates on Thursday. We met with him virtually. We're trying to set up now to where the MS3s and I think the MS2s wants to hear from some of the alumni. So we're trying to get that set up. That's something that's going to be coming up in the spring. So we are trying to get more of those things. So, and I think the issue is the university letting us on campus. So all the PMSs, none of them have ever stopped us from coming in interacting with the cadets. It's just a matter of right now with the COVID stuff in place, is actually being allowed on campus. So we are trying to ways to get around it, but that's where we're at right now. I know he's pushing for, like, when they have the FTXs, he's inviting alumni out. We're going to cover that later on about the events that he's doing on campus. So we've always been able to. They've encouraged us to come out and do it. It's just a matter of getting more people involved and actually coming to it.
Richard, I'll volunteer to help out with something like that, because I was thinking during the holiday season, and I was going to call Deidre. He was with you guys. I'll think of his Alex Chapman. You remember?
Yes, Chapman.
Were you in 09 or which year group?
I was 10, December 10.
So you recall his personality, and to reach out to Chapman and see if he can come up with something that we can do virtual, because I think Burton was speaking of from a present perspective right now as well. It's maybe just doing like a little social virtual to where it's just a greet meet, you know, meet rather, some nature. And then along with that, you know, maybe considering some support groups to where it's like Christopher has gone to Germany now. I know Whitney is there, and someone else is there, but wherever everyone is, maybe we can at least know who's in that area, you know, to create some type of support group. Maybe of course, we know Texas is about as big as the United States, but you know, something of that nature. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll connect with you.
Yeah, and I think we want to set up to where, like, we know where alumni are, so when somebody comes up, we're able to give them names and stuff like that. I'm still waiting to hear from Colonel Johnson about the name you're talking about. He still ain't got back to me. I think it's because he's busy right now, but I'll reach back out to him to give you that name.
No problem.
All right.
Hey, Richard, this is Wayman. I had a question in reference to the briefing skills. What are you looking for in the briefing skills?
Well, just someone to talk about things that they need to do, how you brief, how you prepare for a briefing, like how you need to stand, things along those nature. You know, to help people get better at presenting. Like, I know with me, I had a problem. I would get nervous talking in front of people, but I went to Toastmasters. That's one thing that helped me. I started doing Toastmasters. I didn't complete the process, but just going through that helped me improve my presentation and briefing skills, because it made me, I used to get nervous. So
what is the audience? Who's receiving the briefing skills packet?
what we're reaching out to the cadets, some of the people that just got commissioned, and people that have recently been commissioned. So that's what the audience is.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. So you can get with me offline if you're interested. Because we're still looking for people. I think Colonel Hill is looking for people. So we're still looking for someone to do it. Right. Are there any other questions about the mentorship meeting? Okay. And the next thing we want to talk about, I sent out a trifold that we're trying to put together that's parroting off the NAA, the National Alumni Association membership brochure that they sent out to people. So we're trying to create one for the ROTC chapter. We just need, I'll go back to that. We need to just do a brief description for fellowship and a brief, I put in one for mentorship. We need to do a brief one for scholarship. We just need assistance coming up with blurbs to put on the back of the brochure. because those are our the three tenets that the chapter set up on is fellowship, mentorship, and scholarship. So we want eventually, we're trying to do fundraising where we start doing a scholarship for the people that's in the program. Fellowship is like, say we want to do a meet and greet where everyone gets to know each other across the year groups so that we can create a better network for mentorship. Those are our three tenets, so we want to list those on a brochure. Okay, and that rolls right into the next thing, which is for recruitment. I know we touched on it briefly, but it's still a call is we need to recruit as many people as possible, because I think that's where the full potential of the chapter can only be enhanced by the more people we get to come in, because everyone has a wealth of knowledge, and we don't want just to be just always the same people. We want to incorporate as many people as possible to touch the breadth of knowledge that's come through the Prairie View ROTC program, and to give back and do a better job of reaching back, helping those who are coming behind us. So that's one thing we really want to do. Our big focus is on mentorship, because I think that's the thing that drives it. And like I say, I mean, you know people that can benefit, that can help out, and also be helped by the chapter. So we just need everyone trying to recruit people. And the same thing goes with the next thing we have is the committee involvement, which we have a fundraising committee, a scholarship committee. We have a bylaws committee. But we need people to actually come in and help be on those committees, because we do have a faithful few, about 10 to 12 people that are always coming on to help, but we don't want to stretch those people thin. We need more people helping in, because everybody can't do everything. And right now, we got the board members and a few other people that consistently participate, but we don't want to work them to death. So that's why we're doing more. We need more people getting involved on the committees. We are looking for organizations to partner with in the terms of fundraisers, because we were talking about doing like an online raffle. I'm working with, I got to reach out to Prairie View. We're trying to do like a bike ride, maybe around the campus, to where we get people to donate money. And we do a bike ride around the campus as a fundraisers, but we're trying to come up with different ways to come up with fundraisers, because we know even without COVID, our people will be all across the nation. It'll still be kind of hard to do something in person. But we're trying to come up with different ways where we can do fundraisers to help benefit the chapter. So you don't have to come up with something now, but if you're thinking about them, and shoot them to us so we can try different ideas. So, any questions?
Hey, kind of Hamilton, just kind of right there. I was just curious about one thing. I mean, is there certain areas that you need people to volunteer for? Or I know we talked the other night, real quick, briefly, but certain areas that you really want us to focus on versus like membership or, increase. I mean, just tell me exactly what area you want us to kind of focus in on, so I can know who do we try to recruit. Over.
Like I said, we want to recruit everybody. We want to recruit the cadets, and we'll do that when we meet with them. We want to recruit the people who just recently been commissioned, and people that we know, like the junior captains, the lieutenants, junior captains, the new majors. It's not really, we need to get as many alumni as possible. We're also working with the Navy too, because right now we know we're primarily Army, but we do want to incorporate the Navy into it as well. So we're not just trying to limit it just to the Army, but we want to do, everybody came through the ROTC program. I know it's supposed to be talks that they're trying to get the Air Force ROTC on the campus. So we want to make sure that we include them whenever they get up and running too. So,
Roger. Okay.
Any other questions before we move on to the next topic? Okay.
No question.
Okay, so we've already talked about, these are the upcoming Panther Battalion events. They had 2 officers that got commissioned in December, which was Second Lieutenant Underwood and Second Lieutenant Capepi. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but The upcoming events, they had a rappel course that happened on the January 4th through 7th. They have the first day of campus. They have the on the 19th, on the 21st, had the leadership lab introduction. And then they have from January 28th is the battle drill labs, which is that's where they allow people to come up in person. I've reached out to the current PMS and the MS3 instructor about setting up something where we interact with those students. Outside of that, I think that's all that they have coming on. I know Colonel Burton was supposed to be coordinating with the PMS about an exercise they do up in White Sands about some of the cadets coming there working with that. Another alumni person, I can't think of his name right now, I think it's a Colonel Mitchell, reached out about trying to connect with the aviation unit up in Conroe. So those are some of the things that all people are working on to get the cadets interacted with, so that way they get exposed to different things. Okay, one of the new things that we're trying out, we have an alumni spotlight, and I think Annette was talking about this earlier. We had Sean Gross featured in the December edition of the battalion newsletter that's put out by the current PMS, and I think she was the first female to be a battalion commander at Prairie View. We have Brigadier General Carlton Smith featured in January. We have Colonel Gant scheduled for February. We had the Thibodeau Hall family scheduled for March. Like if you know of anybody else you think needs to be spotlighted, I mean, even if you want to be spotlighted, we're looking for different people because we don't want to just focus on just one certain peer group, but we're trying to get a mixture of people. So we're open to suggestions.
What does a spotlight entails? Like what like to be discussed in there?
Well, it's just a brief synopsis of your career, like when you came through Prairie View, what's your current rank, what's your current duty status, some of the awards you're given, and any pictures that you want to submit. So okay. It's whatever you want to put in the write-up, just make sure that it's spell checked. And as far as the format of it, the PMS puts it together. We just send them the information.
Okay.
Like I said, Annette brought up her family, and that's a good idea. So we'll try and set up that one for April. Does anybody have any other suggestions? And I know we're gonna try to accommodate as many people as possible. We won't be able to get everyone. That's one of the things. So if you don't get mentioned, it's not that we're trying not to do it, but we can only have so many slots. It's only 12 months in a year. Huh?
Yeah, I don't think that's an issue because it's ongoing.
Yeah.
You know, after these 12 months, we got another 12 months. We're not going anywhere. So if anything, we're probably gonna be looking for people to highlight.
Yeah.
May have to go from people to a category or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking about that too. We could do the signal officers, different branches. That's another way to do it. So, because like with your family, Vera, I noticed most of your children were officers stuff. So I thought that would be a good one to do a spotlight on your family because you had several generations of PV officers coming through, and I know your husband was an actual instructor at the campus. So, Annette her family is similar, the same. She has several nieces and nephews that came through the program as well. So.
His daughter and my niece are best friends. In fact,
Yeah.
that's the last time I saw you, Vera, at their wedding.
Mm-hmm. It was.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
Wedding.
Chris,
Go ahead, Colonel.
Is there a criteria sheet or information sheet pertaining to what information you're looking for in your spotlight?
Well, I guess because we don't want to, I guess we'll put one together. It was just that we never did really put out a criteria. It's just whatever you feel you want to get highlighted. Cause we figured that it'd be better coming from you, but I guess that's something we can't put together, just like a basic information that we want. I know at a minimum, I know we do want to include the year you got commissioned at Prairie View, your branch, if you're retired, if you're still in, if you're retired, and what's your current rank. So.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea to do that because it'll focus and be consistent. And it is, the spotlight should be with some type of intent and purpose, whatever it is, and not so much, I don't mean this to be in a negative way, but not so much to spotlight that individual to the point of glorifying them, but what can some of the other folks get out of that person experience in their background that can motivate and inspire them to do bigger and greater things. So some of the basic information and then how they formulate it together. I think that would be a good idea if you just give them hey, you're the spotlight for the month of April, fill this out, get it back to us, and you can add whatever else you want to add in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's what I was thinking about too, not only because my family got commissioned at Prairie View, but like my niece is a doctor, so she could be a point of contact for anybody going into the medical field.
Yeah.
Networking.
Mm-hmm. Another question I have as well is, are these set in stone, these times and dates? And the reason why I said it, because maybe we could go from a person to a group to a person to a group to just kind of add some, diversity there of information. You know what I mean? Like you were saying, like, for instance, we went with Ross last month, Major Gross and, the Colonel, General Smith go, and then afterwards maybe go with a group, as you said, the Signal Corps. So are these things set in stone, these dates already?
No, they're not set in stone. It's just the way I already reached out to these individuals and they confirmed that they want to do it. So we don't want to, we can go to the groups afterwards. So I guess we've already reached out to people that they were interested, they've submitted stuff. So we don't want to not spotlight them, but yeah, we can go, we can switch it up after that. So you see what I'm saying? We've already made commitments to highlight these people. So going forward, we can change.
Yeah, and the other piece is, do we have a lot of people there where we can have that option? Or maybe I shouldn't do mine in April because you're doing your family in what, March? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I didn't know, but after Gantt, we can actually go with the group. Gives us 2 months, 60 days more or less. Well, not 60, but and then mine, and then another group, and then and as you mentioned. But yeah.
I mean, that's fine with me. I appreciate these suggestions because,
So Rich, one thing we may want to look at is to try to have the next couple of months covered. You could definitely create a spreadsheet or something like that and plug in other people that we want to add in later so we can definitely get out in front of this thing instead of kind of, waiting to see what happens. So somebody want to send me the names or whatever, current Jeff Rector, I could definitely coordinate that effort and make sure we have the other folks set up.
Okay. Okay, so that's fine. So Colonel Rector be the one monitoring the alumni spotlight, and that's fine. So
that's what I was just gonna say. We need to have somebody that's maybe over that committee that's working that. And okay, you just did that. Okay.
Yeah.
I have a question. At PV right now, do they have the ROTC committee there? Are they a part of the joint ROTC? Because right now we have alumni, Lieutenant Colonel Falls that's been appointed as president over one of the ROTC association now. And the possibility we can have that spotlight and let them know some of the lessons learned based off of, many people that are part of the current association.
That would probably be on the mentorship, not the features highlight is mostly because somebody that was commissioned at PV.
Yeah.
Right? That's two different things are we talking about, right?
Yeah, because the ROTC is more like a mentorship thing. I don't ever recall them ever having a chapter established on campus, but that's one of the questions we can ask the PMS I guess about if he's interested in getting it set up. So
Yeah.
I think
The
that's a
reason
good
why
idea.
the reason why I mentioned that because he graduated from Prairie View, so we can also use that as a spotlight and how that
Yes.
helped him grow as an officer.
Okay, I
Yes.
get what you're saying. Use him.
Yes.
Okay, I get what you're saying. Okay.
Okay, see, I didn't know that he had graduated from Prairie View, my bad.
Mhm. Yeah, he
Yeah.
graduated from.
Yeah, we want to have it.
Hey, Deidre, do we have your email? Have you been getting emails from the chapter?
No, I just emailed and asked the can I be added to the distro list? I just
Okay.
sent the email.
Okay, I'll add you to it. Okay. All right. Any other things? Like I said, I appreciate the suggestions, and these are all great ideas. So thank you, Rector, for taking over the alumni spotlight committee.
Yes, sir.
All right. All right. What we have next is the volunteer opportunity. This comes from Mr. Blackshear, because he's with the American Way, and he's over several committees. They have a American Veterans Museum they're trying to establish in Houston. Am I right, Blackshear?
Correct.
Yeah, and so they're looking for somebody who has creative manager skills to head up a committee to get the museum up and running. It's volunteer, but once it gets set up and running, it may there's a chance for it to transition to a paid position, so that person can just keep going with the program. So if you know of anyone, the number to contact is down at the bottom. And it's Jimmy L. Mitchell, who's the president over that. They just need people. They look for someone to head up the project. And if you're willing to work with the committee, you can help out as well. So we just want to get this out to the members. If you know of anyone that can assist with this.
Guys,
Does
and
it-
some, go ahead. Whoever had that question, go ahead. It's Blackshear.
Does that person have to be located in Houston or can they do it?
That's a good question
Virtually.
to ask.
So they're looking for two things. They're looking for someone to work on the committee to initially get the program up and running. It's going to be a regional or statewide project, so the person does not have to be here locally as long as they're able to log in and take the calls and make those commitment dates. Once it's up and running, they are looking for a paid curator / historian that will work over the museum. As I mentioned in Hamilton, they're looking at all of the local universities. Prairie View will be a part of the collaboration for the museum. They're not sure of the location yet, but it's probably going to be somewhere here in Northwest Harris County when the physical building is dedicated. So again, initially they're looking for committee members. And then they're also looking, as Hamilton said, for that curator / historian. It is not paid until they get all the funding in. So it may be a 6 month to a year wait, but they do want someone to come in now to begin working with that board. And then the gentleman's name that's listed on here, Jimmy Mitchell, he's a Marine Corps Lieutenant Colonel. He's the lead of the Marine Corps Coordinating Council, but it'll be all branches: Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine, and Coast Guard.
Yeah, I know Jimmy. I think I work with him at American General Life Insurance. I know Jimmy. All right. Okay. Let me go back. Okay. This is the chapter information. Okay. Are there any alibis? Annette, you're saying something, you're muted. Okay. All right. My closing comments, like I say, just let's get out and recruit. I thank everyone for coming on. Happy to meet you, Deidre, and Colonel Bedford. Happy to meet you too. We're looking forward to working with everyone to make this chapter be all that it can be for the benefit of the university and also for those who are coming through the program. Another thing, I guess, and I forgot to mention this, we do need to recruit as far as people getting to the program because the size of the program is a question too. So if you can recruit cadets, people to come into the program, that's always a help too, because if the size of the program keeps shrinking, it may cut it out. So that's another thing too. I know Colonel Woods and Colonel Burton sent the PMS how to contact the people over the RTC programs in Houston ISD and up in Dallas. So that's another thing we can help recruit too, get people to actually come and be a part of the program as well. The next mentorship meeting is scheduled for 23 January at 1200, and it's going to be on the same Zoom link. And the next journal meeting is February 4th at 1200. We may push it back 1300 depending on it, just to accommodate more people. But we're going to keep it in the middle of the day to accommodate those people overseas. Like we have Annette who's over in Germany. We have several other people. Our secretary Whitney is over in Germany as well. So
I'm in Bahrain.
Oh,
Germany.
Bahrain, my bad. Bahrain, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I do have an alibi. I wanted to ask Captain Carter, how did you find out about this organization?
I think Ms. Vera reached out to me about, I think it was about a month ago, and I just hadn't had time to join on, but I received a calendar invite this week and I hopped on.
Well, I met somebody here in the D9 that graduated from Prairie View, so I'm going to have him on the next time we meet. So
Okay.
we got to do a lot of recruiting.
Yeah, because I put it out there on Facebook. I know it's a lot of people on Facebook that we don't have emails for, so I'm going to start putting the meetings out there on Facebook as well, which I think we're going to pull in some more people through that. And like I said, I know a lot of it's people that we know. I thank everyone for coming on. I guess, Rector, we need you to go ahead and close the meeting unless there's...
Yeah, I'd like to bring to the floor that we nominate the meeting be closed at 12:38 on 9 January 2021.
I second it.
Okay, it's been moved and properly seconded that the meeting will be adjourned at 12:38. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, the meeting is adjourned. So if you want to stay on and talk for a minute, I leave the meeting open for a few minutes.
I'll say hello to old Colonel Lloyd over there, who?
Who and
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
real quick, I know it's outside the meeting, but what were you looking for as far as the scholarship committee? And I know I talked on and off with Blackshear about different things that has been tried, but what all are you looking for that?
Well, I know when we first started the chapter, we worked out something with Fred where we did he was able to get students who needed housing in RTC program. He had some set up when he worked on campus to where we were able to provide assistance to some people. Senior just needed money just to finish out the last semester. But that's what we want to do with the scholarship, is to be able to provide assistance specifically for the students that's in ROTC, whether it be, whatever they need a scholarship for, Like I say, we're trying to set up the committee. So if you want to work on the committee, that's fine. We do need to get stuff in place. So when we have it, we already established everything set up, ready to go. So I know we're just in the building process of it. So it's pretty much open. We just want to be able to provide money to where we can help out those students in ROTC. Setting the criteria for the scholarship, that's going to be the purpose of the scholarship committee. So
okay, setting up the criteria and everything like that. I don't know if you have anybody heading it up. Let me see if I can join it and see if there's anything I can bring.
Right now, the only people on the committee right now is myself and Annette. So we're happy to have you.
All right, then I'll get with you just a little bit later as far as the details.
Okay.
Hey, Richard, I have a question regarding the upcoming event for the mentorship program. So
Okay.
Is there a plan, agenda, itinerary for that established already?
As far as the actual down to the minute details, the only thing we have on that, we know we're going to cover the we're gonna do it. Somebody's gonna brief on presentation and briefing skills. Chris Byers is gonna talk about those brevet promotions. And I think that's all we're gonna cover. I know we want to bring up something about introverts, which I think would be a good thing to add about for the presentation skills, because an extrovert does things differently than an introvert. So, but that's just the basic shells for it. But as far as the actual time frame and stuff, no, we try not to keep it no more than 2 hours.
Okay, so you have two elements here, items, I guess, on the agenda as far as
Right.
the presentation skills that is not filled, and the introvert extrovert one is
Right.
not. Okay, and of course we're down to what, almost 2 weeks, I guess, to go with that.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I'll let you go ahead first.
No, I was gonna say I know the brevet promotion that might be 20 minutes at the most, because it's gonna be it's more of an information type for that portion of it. So the bulk of it is gonna be on a presentation and the other stuff.
So why don't we consider, I know you came up with the, whatever it's going to be about, more or less, the actual meeting itself. So why don't we consider with the 2 weeks, I think what Burton is going is, and having a plan to where it's let that be it, the brevity, but let the other be kind of an open discussion, and as to questions that are just out there, whoever has a question or concern, well, not a concern, but a question, and kind of make it an open floor discussion, more or less, and let that, and then if something comes up, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's fine with me.
Mhm.
Yeah, that part is fine. That's what we say. We want somebody, if you get to present this however they want to do the presentation on themselves. So we're not, like I said, we're not trying to micromanage where we tell you how to do it, but if you're gonna, we just tell you the time frame you have, how you do it is on the presenter.
Okay.
Burton, were you going to be a presenter?
I guess I at this point, I guess someone has to be identified and get something together, because again, we're at the within 2 weeks. So I will put something together. So yes, I'll volunteer to do something. I don't know what it is. It won't. I'm not exactly sure, but I'll do something.
And Colonel Burton, I'll link you up with Colonel Hill, because he's looking on something too. So it's not, he just had to identify the person, got back with who he's looking at. So I'll link you two up together so y'all can work on it together, because I don't want you to, Colonel Hill did say he's gonna be looking for someone.
Okay, I'll tell you this. Maybe this, I know the intent. However, I might, since you're going to leave it open up to me, I think I would want to focus on some of the things I think a young officer need to know when it comes to presentation skills. So I think I can fit that in. But yeah, you can link me up with Hill, and I can work it.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think that's perfect. I think that would be the best way to go, because you are looking at for those junior officers. I think it would be the best way to go.
Okay.
How you doing, Chris? Chris Hampton, I see you just entered the call.
I'm fine. Got caught up in some other things and stuff, but I'm
Okay.
Colonel Hampton, I have a thought, and that is, what about getting several of the alumni officers to sit on a panel and have a question and answer for the junior officers, to ask, and we can give our thoughts and experience in reference to that.
I'm open to that. I think that's how we did the first one. If I'm correct, did we do it like that, Vera? So
Yeah, the
That's
first
what we
one, yes, sir. The first one we did was, initially what I did was send out questions, or well, more or less send out some information and ask them what type of question, what things they wanted to know. And so they gave me back questions that we wanted to know. And then what they did was send out another form asking individuals to put their names in if they want a brief on that information. It was a lot of questions. It was from the feedback that I got, it was effective. It was a little long, but it was effective. So I think the last time we came back together, the discussion was to maybe kind of narrow it down. But I believe, as we mentioned, to a way of doing that continuously is probably having one subject matter discussed and then leaving it open, like you said. Who was it? I'm not certain who I was speaking to, but leaving it open to where so we can have that panel discussion, like this. I think that's the greatest. Great idea.
Do you have those questions?
Do I still have them? I still have them.
Could you send those to me?
Do I have your email address? Okay. Can you email us in the chat?
Okay, will do.
Thank you.
These are all great ideas, and like I said, I have no problem with the format going that way. Hey, Chris, where are you located at?
I'm in Atlanta.
Oh, you're in Atlanta? Okay. Are you still in? I guess by your beard, you're not.
No.
No. When did you retire?
I got out after Desert Storm.
Okay.
So I'm 100% these days. No, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not. I'm not in. Oh, no. Wish I was sometimes. Other times I'm like, no, I couldn't do it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No. I like the idea of talking to the junior officers that are coming up. I feel like we have a wealth of information to provide. A lot of these other institutions always seem to mentor their officers coming in, and I feel like through my experience, I had some mentoring, but it wasn't a huge concerted effort. I think if we can do something like that, that'd be awesome.
Okay, Vera, I just sent you Matthew's email address.
Okay, I'll look and see.
Okay. So I've already sent a message to Sid, letting him know. So I appreciate. Thank you, Burden, for taking on the mentorship call. And like I say, that's what we want everyone to participate, and I have no problem with it. And you format it, you do it the way you feel it'll be best. Everyone out here has been a commissioned officer, so everyone is capable of making good decisions. So I have no problem with how you want to do the presentations.
Well, I kind of like the idea of the I forget his name. Starts with a B. With
Colonel
the panel.
Benford?
Where is he? Benford. Yes. If I do get a panel together, anyone would like to participate on the panel? That's still online right now.
I'm always willing to help.
Benford, I would be willing to help.
Yeah, I'd like to get in. Yeah, I'd like to help. Wherever you need me, just let me know.
Burden, this is Lloyd. I'll talk. So put me on.
So if what you could do, if everyone can put their email address into the group chat in Zoom, you can put your email address in there, and I'll get those to Burden so that way y'all can get together and work it out. Or if you want to just, this is my Zoom link. If you let me know you want to do a Zoom meeting, let me know and I'll open it up for you. So whichever way you want to do it to collaborate for it is fine.
I think the chat is disabled.
Right. Open up the chat.
I didn't know what to say, but I keep forgetting they locked down stuff on its own. But no, because I know Blackshear been chatting in here, so.
Mine say disabled.
Hey, Panthers, I have a question. I'm sorry. Why do we adjourn the meeting if we still gonna stay on? I'm just joking.
I mean, I told you, because this is a chance for everyone to just talk and stuff. If you more, we're not forcing you to stay on, but I think it's a good dialogue we're having. So
I gotta give you a hard time, Rich. Come on, that's what I know.
Hey, the chat is open now.
Don't change.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't realize it was disabled.
Don't start, Burden. That's all you.
Behave, young man. Behave. I'll tell you right now, for those who would like to participate in the panel, the one thing I'm asked that you do is send me a 2 or 3 lines about your background so that I can introduce you as part of the panel members. And if you have some presentation skills or any of your presentation experience in the back from the past that you would like to for me to share as I open up and introduce you, that would be great.
Okay, any other issues that you want to bring up? I appreciate everyone coming out. Like I said, I appreciate the input. That's what we're looking for. And I look forward to the meeting on the 23rd. I think it's going to be a great one.
I'll be on time on the 23rd. My birthday's on the 24th. So yeah.
All right.
I do apologize.
Yeah.
Apologize. I got caught up with the grandkids. So yeah, I'm at that level now.
Yeah.
But all right, you guys. Yeah.
Yeah, you're
All
on
right.
mountain with the grandkids.
Yeah. All right. I'm stopping the recording now. So